So I started working on this video when TikTok was banned, and it's not banned anymore, so now this kind of feels a little silly, but I'm still gonna go through with it. Like that ban lasted 14 hours, not even. It felt like the Supreme Court gave us a TikTok timeout than an actual ban on the app. So that week of tweaking all those TikTokers did looks really dumb right now, especially the ones that reveal deep, dark secrets about their account and their personalities. But that's neither here nor there, that's a whole different topic. So I grabbed a really big chunk of all my TikToks and threw them together in a big compilation for you guys. I'm only grabbed like the decent ones because some of these are so horribly edited and use such a terrible mic that I don't think they're worth looking at. I mean, check this one out.
Well, I'm already here at Sun, so haha.
Oh, it's Cup? I do Cup.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm
get
on
on Cup.
You said Cup, I'm already there. I do Cup.
Yeah,
Watch me fuck it up so hard, too. I talk mad shit about doing Cup, and then I would be the one to fuck it up. Oh, I see the fucking Colossus. Ooh, he's a champion now? Ooh.
Yeah, I told you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, was not listening.
Of course you want it.
I know that video, groundbreaking stuff. And I think that's enough yapping for me. This video is already long enough, so enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You know, I really miss Vulture's Aid. It was a surprisingly solid perk with a lot of pretty good uses. It would mark anything purchasable on the map, from wall buys, to lethals, to perks, and even the mystery box. And if you thought the zombies were being a little bit skimpy and holding out some money from you, Vulture's Aid would shake them down for any little bit of lunch money they have left, leaving behind little coin pouches that when you pick it up, they'll give you 10 bonus points. And the best part about Vulture's Aid, green smoking zombies will spawn, and when you kill them and you stand in the stink they leave behind, all the zombies will ignore you, which shows you that even the zombies don't want to deal with you when you smell like shit. So take a shower every once in a while, or just shower now. On a real note though, I do hope they bring back Vulture's Aid in Black Ops 6 in some way, shape, or form. But they're probably not going to, considering it's been almost a decade since it released, but that's why we have custom zombies to keep the dream alive.
Smile.
Who's a good perk, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. All it is just quick revive with the skill check. You go down and you hear this. And you're back. Just revive yourself and the game keeps going. The best part about it though is you get to keep all of your perks. And unlike quick revive that leaves you after 3 shots, Who's Who will stay with you from beginning to middle to end. Yeah, Who's a good perk and Die Rise is a good map. Nah, dude, why? No, seriously though, actually, why is the chair so small?
Bro, forgot to put the hydraulics on.
For real? Okay, let's break down this image, bro, because I see some stupid.
Ew, alien way, bro.
Bro, look at that little robot there. But the thing that I was getting at was there's. Dude, that is a naked anime figure.
Hold on, what?
That chick is naked, dude. Look.
Oh my gosh, she is. Okay, now you have to get this desk, bro.
What the fuck? I wasn't even gonna get into that. I was gonna talk about the cat ear headphones, but now there's a naked anime chick. Alright, fire, sick. Whatever the fuck that retro thing is down there. But the part that was getting me was there is a Switch, a Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and then another Switch, and then Switch controllers. So I tried the Coca-Cola Oreos, and they weren't that bad. The Oreos are split up into 2 sides. There's an Oreo side and a Coke side. And get this, the Oreo side tastes like Oreos. I know, groundbreaking stuff only over here. And the Coke side doesn't taste like Coke, it tastes more like those cola gummies you would buy from Haribo. But they also put Pop Rocks in the cookie, and it's gross and nasty, and I hate it. Overall, the cookies are extremely mid. They're not terrible, but I would never have them again, so I'll give it like a solid 5 out of 10. So I tried the Coke Oreo soda. This drink is just awful. Like, I'm pretty sure this is just poison. It's definitely lethal enough to game end somebody. There is no Coke taste. There is no Oreo taste. It's like if you took a landfill and put it in a can. This is hands down one of the worst things that's ever been in my mouth, and I put some pretty questionable and terrible things in there. It's on a don't ask, don't tell basis. Shh. But seriously, this drink is not safe. Don't drink it. Save yourself. I finally found it, and I can finally wrap this trilogy up. So I'm pretty sure it was like a couple months ago, but at like some point I tried both the Coke Oreos and the Oreo Cokes, and they were just... But after trying to find it, forgetting about it, trying to find it again, then forgetting about it again, I finally found it. And it all starts at the promised land of 7-Eleven. And yeah, they turned the Oreo Coke into a Slurpee. And it is just as good as it sounds. It looked like death in that machine. It did not look appealing at all. It looked like a bunch of ink inside of there. The first impressions of this thing was already off to a horrible start. And the drink itself had like a light tan color to it. And it didn't look terrible, but it tasted like... Nah, I'm kidding. It actually wasn't like half bad. It didn't really have too much of a flavor. It didn't taste like a Coke or an Oreo. It was all right. I mean, like, it wasn't anything crazy. It's not worth going out of your way for, that's for sure.
Seek the place we destroyed ourselves.
Dude, I'm going to use the hell out of that audio file. I'm gonna stand right there. I'm gonna do a running start, jump over this shit, right onto him. I'm gonna fucking kill him for having the shittiest haircut I've seen any Brotherhood member have. That's the whole reason we're doing this. We're gonna go top rope, and we're gonna suplex him. That's the plan.
There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes.
That's so fucking dumb. Today is November the 12th, meaning you only have 2 days left to get both the limited Liberty Falls and Terminus calling cards. And getting these calling cards is really simple. All you have to do is complete the Easter egg. And if you didn't know, the limited calling cards look identical to the normal one. They just have a different shade of color, and there's a little golden skull icon in the corner. You'll no longer be able to earn these two because of directed mode coming in season 1. And what we know from the information Treyarch already shared with us about directed mode, it's going to hold your hand through the entirety of the Easter egg. That way more players can be able to complete it and get all the rewards from it. And there's going to be a max round of 15. But that was a really long way of saying, hey, go get your boys, get those Easter eggs done and get your calling cards because you got 2 days left. Alright boys, get your tinfoil caps out because the new Zombies conspiracy dropped. And it's all related to 2 quotes from the end cutscene of Citadel, so if you don't want to see that, spoilers for the new Easter egg.
Craft, we need to know, what do we do with the amulet?
Take it to the excavation site.
And the dig site he mentioned. It is not far.
So the important takeaway is that the excavation site where the amulet came from isn't far from the castle, and the castle takes place in France, which means that the excavation site is also in France. And hearing both excavation site and France in the same sentence should probably tip you off to where this is going. Origins, which came out in BO2 and then was later remastered in BO3, is a map that takes place in France in an excavation site. And that's what the conspiracy is. Could Treyarch possibly be hinting at a reimagining, remake, or an homage to Origins with the next map? Personally, I don't think they are, but it'll still be really interesting to see where this goes. Ayo, check this out. A 3-piece headshot collat like that will never happen to me again. Yes, I started tweaking and I kind of freaked out a little bit after it happened because, hey, that's never gonna happen again. But yeah, that's pretty much it, so, ciao! Now, who do we start with? Synth? Scientist? I do on the fucking computer. Okay, sorry, my finger slipped. Misinput, guys. Alright. That's fucking it. Since they're easy to miss, here are all the Victus Easter eggs on Nuketown Zombies. On round 5, you can hear the transit bus horn. When you knife the bunker door, you can hear quotes from Marlton.
No! My electronics! Ruined! This device will prove my mental superiority once and for all. Execute them before they overwhelm us!
What? What the fuck? What was that? Please tell me somebody else remembers the Call of Duty Jeeps, because I just had a whole existential crisis laying in bed last night trying to remember if these existed or if I'm absolutely crazy. But I'm not crazy this time. There were 2 editions of the Jeep, one in 2011 and one in 2012. The 2011 Jeep was for Black Ops and the 2012 Jeep was for MW3. Even though the years that the cars released don't line up with the years that the games released, but you know, it's fine. The 2011 Black Ops Jeep was an all-black Jeep that had the Black Ops Skull logo as a little emblem on both sides of the vehicle, and it said Black Ops along the hood. But other than that, it was a regular-ass 2011 Jeep. The only real difference between a normal one and this one was Call of Duty logos. That's it. The 2012 MW3 Jeep was an all-black Jeep with MW3 emblems on either side of the vehicle, and it was supercharged, so that was pretty cool. But if you want to net yourself a Call of Duty Jeep in the Big 24, it's going to cost you anywhere between like $10,000 to $50,000. It all depends on the mileage of the vehicle. You saw nothing. Random explosions. Reading across a number of terminals in the library.
1 hour
I'd be
later.
horrified if I wasn't so impressed. Hey, no. Hey, no. Common sense. Hey Siri, what is a prime number?
Here's some information.
A prime number is a natural number greater than 1 that is not a product of two smaller natural numbers. What the f is a natural number? It's in Wonder Glue. The 4 horsemen to my apocalypse. Ain't that something? And a grenade. Oh, hey. Free loot. Where the hell did that come from? Now that November's over, hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving, had some delicious food, and if you went Black Friday shopping, maybe you threw a few elbows in there to get some of those good deals. But now that's December, Treyarch decided to hit us with some great information about the new Zombies map. But right now we're only going to talk about one thing, because it's the only thing that matters to me. Finally, after 11 long years, Treyarch finally gave it back to us. Vulture's Aid is officially returning in Citadel. And being 100% honest, we don't know exactly what the perk's going to do. The only information we have for it is that it's going to drop ammo, salvage, and extra stuff, to be fair. More drops, more zombie drops. That's what it is, I guess. I don't know. It's not out yet. And hey, even if the rework of the perk ends up being absolute dog shit, it doesn't matter to me. The fact that it's back is good enough for me. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to tweak out that hard. I already did that this morning. But Treyarch, for Christmas, if you want to, you can always bring back Buried. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Bloody bogan. Hold still!
Got a tag on him.
Going to phase.
Thanks for standing still!
Reloading. Frag out. I downed an enemy.
Piss off, big head.
Better angle at Echo's location.
Target killed.
Every once in a while, YouTube doom scrolling can pay off with an absolute gem of a video. Totwing uploaded 3 beautiful AI queso covers. They got them on Iron Maiden's The Trooper and Megadeth's Peace Cells and Holy Wars. Alright, I know I throw a lot of shit at Kino. I call it overhyped, overplayed, annoying, all that good stuff. But just like a loveless marriage, I keep on crawling back. And in this week's fling, I was reminded of like the greatest zombies conspiracy to ever exist in BO1. This fucking ladder. Yes, a ladder. So the whole conspiracy was you're apparently supposed to be able to shoot down this ladder, climb up the ladder to get onto that catwalk, and then there was this door here that if you go through the door, there would be a secret hidden reward only accessible through this door. Now, this was the ye olden time of like 2011, so what did you think the reward conspiracy was? Was it A, the ray gun, B, the thunder gun? Why was I gonna say jet gun? Or C, the Wonder Waff? The correct answer was none of them. It was apparently a chainsaw. Yeah, Black Ops 1 was supposed to have a cut chainsaw called the Sabertooth, and apparently it was also supposed to be on Kino, and for some reason it was in the game files of BO2 as well. The more you know. This is the rare dismemberer blueprint for the light machine gun XMG, and it has some pretty cool secrets and details. It's not just a really sleek design with an amazing color scheme. Once you get in it on a deeper level, you're gonna notice these 2 zombie heads here, along with 2 survivors, and this big ass number 2. But it gets even crazier. On the back of the gun, it says, "Fierce zombies." Now listen, I'm no conspiracy theorist, I don't believe in all that crazy stuff, but hear me out. I think Treyarch's adding zombies to Call of Duty. Subnautica Hardcore is kicking my ass right now because I can't stop yapping. I couldn't stop rambling for 5 seconds to look at my O2, and I drown. 3.5 hours of progress, gone. Just like that. My Seamoth, gone. My base, gone. All because I couldn't shut up. As you probably know, Gar's saying, take me out to the ballgame at the Dodger Stadium, which is absolutely wild. crowd was loving it. But what's even better is the Dodgers were locked in a 5-5 tie. Gurra pops on the Jumbotron in the 7th inning. The Dodgers bring it back, winning 8-5 and ending their losing streak. Now, a lot of diehard Dodgers fans are calling Gurra a good luck charm for the team. On a completely unrelated note, Gurra also had baseball cards that came out, and these shits are already being sold on eBay for like 150 plus. Insane, dude. The scalpers go crazy at any market, man. But don't even get me started on the limited edition shirts. The shirts are kind of mid, not gonna lie. But these shits are already being sold on eBay for like $1,000 or something crazy amounts. It's getting ridiculous, people. Alright, someone at the official Domino's account had to be tweaking. Did you see their Halloween post? Happy Halloween, by the way. I love your Halloween costume.
This isn't a costume, kitten. It is my true form.
Domino's Alpha Wolf will keep you safe tonight. Bro, what the hell? Whoever's running the Domino's account, get him out of here. Take him away. Put him away. Lock him up, dude. Get his ass off the internet, please. Out of everything I've seen this Halloween, that has to take the cake. These brand accounts are getting way too real, man. I don't know anymore. Don't speak to me ever. Dude, the Doomslayer's getting hyped for his new game. Come over here, bro. Bro is getting ready. Dude, bro can't wait for Dark Ages. Look at him. He's getting ready. He saw the mechs and dragons.
Neither can I, bro. Neither can I, bro.
Yo!
Neither can I.
Yo! Throw it back. Yo!
Neither can I.
There ain't... What is Gojo doing? What the fuck was that? Bro,
look at him,
crazy.
bro. Look at Doomslayer.
Damn!
Look at him giving me this. Damn.
Yo, what? That's wild. That's wild.
That's why I pay extra, bro. I pay extra for the seats, bro. You don't get it. The seats are good.
Alright, free Wonder Weapon Easter egg, easy. Look at that. Free Wonder Wall. It's gonna be an easy high round. Easy, easy high round. I don't know how many of you guys know about this, but I want to show you my favorite movement trick with the Boom Hilda. This is what normal backwards hopping looks like. Very slow and boring, right? Now if you were to spam fire the Boom Hilda while jumping backwards, you're going to move significantly faster. Just another one of those strange movement tricks on BO2. How do you get a quieter keyboard, bro? You can't hear me button mashing like a Mortal Kombat game. That's fucked up. You know, like 10 minutes ago where I said, hey, there's a guy with a fat man there. He's probably gonna get me at least once. There's the once he's gonna get me. Zombies is full of unanswered questions and mysteries, but as it stands right now, I think it's pretty safe to say we may never get the answer to this question, and that being, what was Electric Cherry's perk jingle? Because the only form of a jingle we ever really got was a weird chimes-like song that played during Mob of the Dead. And now, since Electric Cherry's been permanently cucked into being an augment for Elemental Pop, it's more than likely never going to be coming back in perk machine form. That is, unless they decide to completely rework the perk entirely and make a brand new one just sharing the same name. But regardless, it's probably really safe to say that we will never have an Electric Cherry perk jingle, and that sucks. The Wonder Fizz machine is probably my favorite redesign that we got. And this time it's not because there's some crazy real-world reference inside of the machine, but it's the shell around it that's so unique. The shell is made up of 4 pieces of very familiar faces. The very top is a cut-off chunk of the original Wonder Fizz. The top left has a chunk of Speed Cola, while the top right has a chunk of Juggernog, and the bottom chunk is just a giant piece of Quick Revive. Treyarch's attention to the small details here is why Tombstone's design is super unique in the fact that it pulls from 2 IRL vending machines for inspiration. The overall shell of the machine is pulled directly from the 1940s Jacobs 26 model vending machine. Not only is the silhouette identical, but it's even one-to-one down to the very vents at the bottom. The drink window and coin slot, just like Speed Cola, are directly pulled from Vendo 81. When they redesigned the machine in Cold War, they dropped all of the vending machine characteristics to make it look more like an actual Tombstone, which in my opinion looks a lot better than the original design. What's up, shitters? Welcome to 2025, the Big 2-5. And the first big event of the year, the mass unfollowing of Vexbolts. We're unfollowing him because he committed the worst crime you could commit on TikTok, being cringe. which is a lot coming from me, the Vtuber. And you know what, we did pretty good, because on the 31st, he was at like 8.3 million, and right now he's sitting down at 3 million. Pretty big loss, so good job on the Mastodon following, boys, we killed it. But it's time to make everyone feel really old, because BO2 is no longer a futuristic game. We're in the same year now that it was set in. And that game came out in 2012, making it 13 years old. 13 years old. Let that sink in a little bit. 13. And before I go reserve my spot at the retirement home, I just want to wish you guys a great 2025 and a happy new year. Let's make this year so much better than 2024. My best wishes to everybody. Black Ops 6 just had their zombies gameplay reveal, and it was absolutely insane. They showed off so much new stuff, like the melee macchiato machine, their new wonder weapon, and even these weird jumping spider zombies. But what's got me hung up is that at the very end of the trailer, for exactly 1 second, you can see the jet gun. It's been over 10 years since a map's released with the jet gun in it, and last time we've had it, it wasn't exactly the greatest, so hopefully the new version of it is going to be 10 times better. A lot of you guys know by now that Nuketown Zombies takes place at the same time as Moon, but for those who don't, here are the Easter eggs that prove it. At round 25, the main events of Moon have taken place, changing the zombies' eye color from orange to blue, signifying Richtofen taking control, and also changes the announcer of the map from Samantha to Richtofen. If you're still not convinced, the TV in Greenhouse will play audio from the Moon as the events unfold. Lastly, at the very end of the game, you can see a rocket from Moon hit Nuketown. Juggernog is the most iconic perk out of zombies, but like most things, it actually has quite a few IRL inspirations. Its name itself, Juggernog, is actually a play on eggnog, and the machine itself is based off Coca-Cola's 1950s Vendo 44 machine. And when they're side by side, I mean, just look at them. The resemblance is kinda uncanny. Even when they redesigned all the perk machines in Cold War, Juggernog still carried over most of Vendo 44's characteristics. On a complete side note, I found these Vendo 44 salt and pepper shakers, and you can just envision them as mini Juggernog machines, and I thought it was kinda funny. I think I said Vendo 44 enough. Hey guys, it's me again. Remember when I said this about Juggernog? And the machine itself is based off Coca-Cola's 1950s Vendo 44 machine. And when they're side by side, I mean, just look at them. The resemblance is kinda uncanny. So while I was out antiquing, yes, I go antiquing, you can find some cool stuff, some weird stuff, and I literally can't show you this. But finally today, something made me triple take. It was literally Juggernog. And now after finally seeing it in person, the resemblance is pretty uncanny. Yesterday, I made a video about finding IRL Jug while antiquing, and I got a few comments of people asking if I bought it. Unfortunately, like a fourth quarter airball, I'm gonna have to disappoint you. It was $6 grand, pretty much the same price as a used car. Which, as crazy as that sounds, because it kinda is, that's the normal price for one of these things. If you don't believe me, Vendo 44 or Juggernog usually does go for like 6,000, 4,000, or 4,000 again typically. I mean, these things aren't cheap, unfortunately. If you ever did want to get one of the IRL perk machine lookalikes, it's really gonna cost you like an arm and a leg. But if that's what you decide to do, I wish you the best of luck. There's a lot of characters from Marvel that can come into Marvel Rivals, but personally, I have my fingers crossed for one really specific guy. He was introduced to the comics all the way back in April of 1981 in the Incredible Hulk number 258. And that's Ursa Major, a mutant whose whole ability is turning into a giant bear. And I've always thought it was kind of funny that in the 80s, Marvel was like, what if the Hulk just fought a giant bear guy? And if you can't see how fun it would be having a giant bear guy running around, you lack vision. And if you thought getting dive bombed by Wolverine was bad, wait till a giant bear does it instead. All I'm saying is Ursa Major would be a peak Vanguard. Harley Quinn fart comic. And now that I've got your attention, yes, it's real, and it's not like a strange fanfiction like that certain Zootopia comic. If you know, you know, I refuse to explain it, but it's officially licensed by DC. This is an official comic from DC. The official cover art for Silent but Deadly looks like this. But don't worry, there's also alt covers like this one and this one. Just why? But you know, somehow it ends up getting worse because the blurb they gave us about it Sounds horrible. Calling all sickos, this one's for you. I've been holding in my very worst bits of bubble guts for the last 32 years, and it's all been leading up to this epic expulsion. Your nose will never be the same. You'll gag, you'll cry, you'll feel things you ain't never felt before. This fine publication is a celebration of all things past, present, and tutor sequential art's place in the annals of history. It's about to change with the release of Harley Quinn's Fartacular Silent but Deadly, a comic that promises to have the highest concentration of gas per page GPP ever. Committed to print. Emphasis on committed. Because everyone who worked on this comic is getting thrown into Dr. Fartley's... I'm not reading that. Read the comic that Abraham Lincoln called a joy from fart to finish, moments before he died. Warning, we aren't kidding. If you're grossed out by farts, then this comic isn't for you. And that's perfectly okay. Though I am judging you, unless you want to put your feelings to the test, in which case this comic is for you. Holy pyrocynical comic. Oh my. Hey guys, it's me again. I know you guys are probably pretty excited with the early BO6 Zombies gameplay, but have you heard these Easter egg songs? Kevin Sherwood came back and these songs are just amazing. The first one is called Can You Hear Me, and it's from the map Terminus. The second one is Destroy Something Beautiful, and it's from Liberty Falls.
I will destroy something beautiful. I hear a voice that tells me you're wrong. I want to give you the one thing I thought I had.
I know the snippets were short for time, but go to Kevin Sherwood's channel and check out the full songs. I promise you won't regret it. Reed Backshot Richards has made his way to Marvel Rivals, and with him, he brought the Maker skin. And you see this big tin can looking helmet he's rocking? That's not just for show. It's actually hiding the darkest, most evilest, deepest, nastiest secret in all of Marvel Comics. And no, I'm not talking about him being evil. It's to hide this nasty cone head he has going on. Look at it! It looks like a freshly shaved kiwi. Bro, his hairline is thrashed. What is that? Why does it look so lumpy? Dude, look at his face. He thinks the Conehead's hard. He thinks that's sick. The Maker's never beating the Conehead allegations or the other allegations of inhuman acts he's done. Yeah, bro's like beyond evil in the comics. Dude's actually insane. Genuinely. Being the self-described buried #1 glazer, I want to show you the best Easter egg on Revelations, and I promise you it's better than anything on the map, including the entire actual Easter egg. Like, who needs any of that? Inside of the buried spawn room, you're going to see this sign here. Keep this in mind because it's going to be super important in about the next 3 seconds here. Now on Revelations, you're just going to want to go to Origins like normal, clear the area, open some doors, maybe get the Apoth Concert from the box if you're feeling lucky, and make your way as if you're going to Mob. And then once you get to about the halfway mark, you're going to notice this cave system mine thing. I shit you not, this is literally buried the only Victus map inside of Revelations. How, you may ask? Because, you know, mines and rocks and stuff isn't exactly the dead giveaway that you want it to be. Remember that sign from earlier? If you look inside of this barrier right here, you'll see the sign inside of the barrier, pretty much giving away that this tiny little section, Revelations, is buried and is a reference to it. Which means that all of my hopes and dreams of Buried ever being remastered have been crushed, because the only remaster I'll ever get officially from Treyarch is this tiny little section inside of Revelations. And every day, my soul dies a little bit more and I cry inside knowing that the Paralyzer will never be remastered, probably. Black Ops 6 has prestige icons from across like the entire history of Call of Duty, but they're still missing some. And they've been missing these icons for a while. Way back in the olden times of 2012, a little game called BO2 released. And when you think about it, that game came out 12 years ago, meaning that there's a good chance some of the people playing Call of Duty right now are younger than BO2. Yikes. But BO2 was the first game that gave us zombie level icons. There was bone, crossbone, skull, glowing skull, skull with knife, glowing skull with knife, skull and shotgun, glowing skull and shotgun. I know the BO2 leveling system was kind of weird, but apparently it had something to do with your kill and down ratio, or something like that. I don't know. The BO2 leveling system was whack. Even if Treyarch didn't want to go with these icons, BO2 also had these really cool stat icons as well that would work just as fine. But at the end of the day, we all know Treyarch can do it. So do it. Put them in the game. So like 2 days ago, Fortnite tweeted out something dark and evil. And being completely real, I want to say that I never thought this was going to happen, but come on, we all knew this was going to happen. It was inevitable. But just like when you eat something bad, you gotta share with the rest of your friends. Dude, it's real. Skibbity toilet bundle.
Oh.
There's backlink too.
Is it a toilet?
Oh
I
yeah.
hope it's a toilet.
It is a toilet, bro. What do you mean is it a Dude, that's scary. That's scary. Look,
They're
they got
now
bug eyes.
depicted-
They just have dual-wield plungers as a pickaxe.
But hey, it's dual wield.
I think this is just the Save the World plungers too. These aren't even unique. The latest Save the World content drop is just skibbity plungers. Dude, it would be really skibbity is if I buy the bundle.
I will lose so much respect for you.
Alright, I'll invite you up for some Fortnite.
Okay.
You wanna play some Fortnite?
You're like, what are you doing?
You know, have you ever just seen something just so absurd you have to triple take to make sure you're seeing it right? Because I haven't cared about Jimmy Fallon like ever until this. AJ and Big Justice and the Rizzler give a Riz face tutorial, rank Halloween candy on the boom meter. Bro, just look at him. How is this real? You know, say what you want about the Chicken Bake Boys, but they managed to get this guy, Jimmy Fallon, to do fucking Riz face. Or, you know, to be fair, whatever the hell that was, to be honest. Oh yeah, how could I forget? They even did the boom meter live on television. Boom! But you know what? I'm just so impressed that these guys managed to turn the whole chicken bake into such a super success that they're on the Tonight Show. Like, this is quality TV. This is why we pay for cable right here. No, honestly, here's what I think's gonna happen. Swan's gonna catch the missile with his fucking teeth and spit it back out at me. Okay. Fingers crossed that I don't, like, die a painful, horrible death. Alright, Swan. That is right on top of me. Good night, maybe? One thing that I've always loved about Black Ops 2 Zombies is its survival maps and how the difficulty escalates with each one. Town is objectively the easiest. You have larger open spaces, 5 perks to choose from, the 4 originals and stamina up, along with 2 box locations and the Pack-a-Punch. But if town's too easy for you, you want to take the difficulty one step up, you can go over to farm. Farm is going to be smaller with less play space than town, with only 4 perks being the 4 originals and 1 box location, but you lose Pack-a-Punch. And if farm is too easy for you and you want to take the difficulty even higher, you can go over to Bus Depot. Bus Depot is as bare bones as it gets. It's the smallest of the 3 maps, you have no perks, no Pack-a-Punch, and just a single box location. But what survival map is your favorite? Here's a really helpful tip for you to do when you're first starting off on transit. So instead of building the turbine, what you want to do is you want to end your game. Trust me, when doing this, it's going to let you play a lot better maps, like Buried or Mob of the Dead. Hope this helps. So I learned recently that Robin and Marlton share the same voice actor, so now, hearing his voice lines, it'll never be the same.
It is Socialist Stuhlinger, but someone needs to share ammo with me. My diagnostic skills seem greatly enhanced. I put down chunks of you like assembly code. I shall engage in a killing spree. Death to you! Double points to me, an equitable accommodation.
Look, I know how much you guys love Squirrel Girl. We've all seen the mods at this point, but when they first debuted her in the comics, they did her dirty. Because you're probably so used to seeing her Marvel Rivals, maybe more recent comic book appearances or animated TV show appearances, which is good because her first appearance was terrifying. Her eyes look soulless. This is not the face of a sane individual. She looks like she's planning to do something mysterious, devious, and nefarious. And carving her and Iron Man's name down this tree here looks like a vague threat, because that facial expression does not scream friend. So I think it's pretty safe to say that since her first appearance in Winter Special back in 1991, Marvel has definitely treated her better, because 1991 Squirrel Girl and 2025 Squirrel Girl, night and day difference. I've been talking a lot lately about the IRL inspirations behind perk machines, so what better way to keep that trend going than with Speed Cola? This is Vendo 81, Speed Cola's main inspiration. The two-tone color scheme isn't the only similarity. The bottle window and the coin slot are just inverted on Speed Cola. And then when you switch the brand of the machine, the similarities are practically jumping out at you. And the Cold War redesign kind of went its own direction, losing all of Vendo 81's similarities, and it honestly looks better than the original machine. Is anyone else just like sick and tired of Kino der Toten? Now, don't get angry, you can put those pitchforks down. Just hear me out. Kino is a great map, it has an amazing layout, it's a fan favorite, and it even has one of, if not the best, Easter egg song 115. But this map is 14 years old. It came out in 2010. And in that time, I've played this map way too damn much. And I'm just sick of that stupid stage, those f***ing Nova crawlers, and that dumb ass knocking door. So I'm asking the question. So I learned recently that Robin and Marlton share the same voice actor. So now, hearing his voice lines, it'll never be the same.
It is Socialist Stuhlinger, but someone needs to share ammo with me. My diagnostic skills seem greatly enhanced. I put down chunks of you like assembly code. I shall engage in a killing spree. Death to you! Double points to me, an equitable accommodation.
Out of all the Call of Duty games, BO2 is probably the most nostalgic for me because it's the first Call of Duty game I really started with. So today I want to put all the zombie maps into a tier list and base it all entirely around my opinion. Coming in dead last, what I consider the worst map in BO2, and that's going to be Transit. There's a whole load of reasons, but I'm going to keep it really brief. Playing this thing solo sucks. It's a slog to get anywhere. The jet gun's terrible. All of the buildables don't matter except for the turbine because it's the only thing you need to really use. You have to build Pack Punch. That's stupid. It's so big, Nocturne Toten's just thrown in there for shits and giggles. The fog's terrible, the denizens suck. This map just has a lot of issues, man. And then just slightly above it, but not by much, is going to be Die Rise. The Sliquify is cool. Who's Who, you can argue that it's a good perk. But overall, the layout of the map is so annoying and terrible to navigate that it has to stay just slightly above Transit. Then the next maps is pretty much just going to be a speed run of all the survival maps going Bus Depot, Farm, Nuketown, and Town. The only reason why Nuketown's below Town is because I feel like Town has a little bit better of a layout to play, and Nuketown just can kind of get relatively annoying, especially with the perks falling down, and the fact that you might have to wait till like round 20 to get Jug. Moving up to the top 3, this probably things gonna get a little bit controversial because I'm putting Origins at number 3. Not because Origins is a bad map, I love it just as much as you, but I've played it so much to the point where I remember how to build all 4 of the staffs over my own birthday, social security number, and my mom's name sometimes. I played that shit way too much. And number 2 is gonna be Buried, because I love that Wild West aesthetic. You got Leroy, the Paralyzer, the Time Bomb, Vulture's Aid, and the Remington, plus the Witches. I mean, who doesn't like the Witches? And then in my opinion, my favorite map coming out of BO2 is 100% gonna be Mob of the Dead. The Mobsters is probably one of the best crews in zombies. The Afterlife was probably one of the cooler systems that was ever introduced in BO2. The Hell's Retriever is probably the best tactical in zombies. The Blundergat is one of the best wonder weapons in my opinion, especially with the Acid Gat. Brutus is probably one of the best zombie bosses too. Overall, this entire map is just a fantastic mix of just everything that makes zombies great. Those silly little peanut butter cookies have completely lost their mind. I wish I could tell you what that meant, but I can't.
Hey, it's Lord time.
Go scroll through their account because the further you go down, the weirder it gets. Nuketown Zombies has an exclusive box weapon. Unfortunately, it's nothing super cool like a unique wonder weapon, but it's still a pretty solid gun. Strangely enough, it's the M27, and surprisingly, it's a pretty good gun and it feels really similar to the Galil. It's a shame it didn't appear on more maps because it honestly could have become one of my favorite ARs. When packed, its name changes to the Mystifier, which many believe is a reference to Misty, and with the other Victus references on the map, it's really not that big of a stretch. But now you know that. A lot of you guys know by now that Nuketown Zombies takes place at the same time as Moon, but for those who don't, here are the Easter eggs that prove it. At round 25, the main events of Moon have taken place, changing the zombies' eye color from orange to blue, signifying Richtofen taking control, and also changes the announcer of the map from Samantha to Richtofen. If you're still not convinced, the TV in Greenhouse will play audio from the Moon as the events unfold. Lastly, at the very end of the game, you can see a rocket from Moon hit Nuketown. We just got a bunch of new information for the zombies update that's coming in December. They revealed the new map that's going to be coming called Citadel, and it looks like it's heavily inspired by the Eisendrache. After the shocking revelations at the culmination of the Terminus main quest, Weaver, Maya, Carver, and Gray follow the uncovered clues to Europe to discover an abandoned castle, a citadel of the dead, if you will, that offers up a host of redacted, ghoulish horrors, redacted, medieval village, redacted, with hidden redacted abound. On top of all of that, they gave us even more information. An additional perk of Cola with 6 new augments to unlock, also newly stocked at their Wonder Fizz machines in Liberty Falls and Terminus. Me personally, I really hope that this new addition is going to be the return of Double Tap, because I've been kind of missing it lately. But they'll also give us an additional field upgrade, an additional ammo mod, 18 new augments, 3 new delicious flavors of gobblegum, the hand cannon support weapon will be coming to zombies, new wonder weapons, and a new enemy type. They did show a censored picture of the new enemy type, and it's looking pretty gnarly. But since they said multiple weapons, we could be seeing something similar to the bows or staffs returning. I've been playing zombies for the better part of a decade, so I'll never stop yapping about it, so here's another edition of zombie facts you probably already knew because it's been around for 10 years, but I'm gonna say it again anyway. The first zombie map, Nocturne on Tone, just like all the original World at War zombie maps, were cobbled together using campaign assets, so you can find it in both a campaign mission and a multiplayer map. But like, alright, being 100% transparent, it's not exactly a one-to-one of Nocturne on Tone, but once you see the building, you'll be like, yeah, that's totally what they based it on. During the campaign mission Hard Landing, about halfway through you'll come across an airfield, and dead center in that airfield you'll see a building that looks very familiar. And once you actually get to the building and start fighting in it, you'll see the resemblance to Noct almost instantly. Like the main room, the box room, and the upstairs. And then on the multiplayer map Airfield, which is called Airfield because it takes place on an airfield, you can find the exact same building, kitted out with that same main room, that same box room, and the same upstairs. So if you count these two as Nocturne on Tone appearances, that means Noct appeared 3 times World at War, 1 time per game mode, which is pretty cool. But there you go, there's another useless zombies info nugget. I want to show you guys my favorite hidden in plain sight detail on Mob of the Dead. If you shoot the shirtless zombies and then crawl into their body and look on the waistline, you'll see a little smiley face. I honestly feel like it's one of the more underappreciated little mini Easter eggs on Mob of the Dead. Alright, say what you will about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, but why was Netflix going 8 rounds with its own servers, like the whole night? From start to finish, that entire live broadcast felt like it was being held together by popsicle sticks and duct tape. Cause seriously, between all the stuttering, the freezing, the pixelation in the quality, or it just flat out muting itself, the broadcast was an absolute wreck. Cause after that first fight was over, it all went to hell. The whole thing. And Godspeed to all those who had Mike Tyson's assless chaps get frozen on their screens in front of their entire families for extended periods of time. I'll never forget that, Netflix. I never will. But hey, special thank you to all those TikTok streamers that were streaming the entire fight, cause literally without you, I would have been able to see how that fight ended. Which, to be fair, I would have been missing much, to be honest. How did you guys feel about the fight? Did you guys think it was worth watching, or if it was just, missable and forgettable? You know what's sad? My first instinct was, what if I just jump? I should be fine. Well, I'm dead. I absolutely adore the Big Boomer blueprint. No, like, I'm dead serious. From its sleek metallic ray gun look to that neon accents with that gumball rack in the back. This thing is just a chef's kiss. I mean, this thing even shoots balls. And instead of shells, it ejects balls.
I think I like you, Dr. Monty. You have balls.
I mean, this thing even has Juggernaut as a suppressor. Isn't that cool? It's cool. I personally think that the best part about it is Treyarch being a little tease and throwing double tap in front of our face like a little carrot on a stick. Please, Treyarch, give me double tap back. I beg him on my hands and knees, please. Oh yeah, there's a perk can kill effect. Yippee, yippee, yippee. I just love spending money. While playing zombies today, I kind of came to an epiphany. World at War is about 16 years old now. Yeah, 16. World at War could legally drive. And that means Nocturne on Toten is also like 16 years old. This map is almost 20 years old now. I was 5 years old when Nocturne on Toten came out. And it's crazy to think in that 16-year span how we went from Nocturne on Toten being this bare-bones basic map to something like Citadel, which just released. The evolution of zombies is honestly insane, and it's also wild to think that within 4 years, the zombies game mode itself will be 20 years old. Marvel Rivals just dropped their first teaser for Season 1, and they're going to be adding in the entirety of the Fantastic Four, which is 4 characters more than Overwatch could ever add in a single season. But the most important part about this picture is that orange, crusty, dusty circus peanut of a character, the Thing. Because I don't think you understand how big the tragedy would be if this washed up Dollar Tree snack doesn't say it's clobbering time for his ult.
No, Pip. It's clobbering time.
And some of you are already losing your minds over Sue Storm. It hasn't even been a day. She's not even released yet. I feel like it's pretty common knowledge now that BO1 had a cut perk called Ammomatic, and all we got from the perk was a simple texture sheet and unused character quotes. What I feel like is less common knowledge though is that just from the texture sheet alone, we can actually find the IRL inspiration behind Ammomatic's machine. This is the Stoner 180 candy machine or the real life Ammomatic. You can probably already see the similarities, but in case you can't, here's a quick rundown. These window pieces, the sparkles on the machine, the overall color and the aesthetic of it is pretty much a dead giveaway. Like I said the other day with Juggernog and Vendo 44, a lot of the perk machines and zombies have real life counterparts. You just gotta know where to look. Greg just revealed a brand new perk that's coming in Black Ops 6 Zombies called Melee Macchiato.
I'll tell you something, folks.
I am thirsty. Is anybody thirsty out there?
Well, you're all in luck because we got a tasty new Perca-Cola flavor! Melee Macchiato! Yum!
Ooh, and boy, is it deliciously efficient because whether you're facing 10 zombies or 100, just crack a can and chug down its powerful perks.
Obviously, we don't know the specifics of what the perk could do, but you know, it's probably something to do with, I don't know, melee. But what we do know is that it's going to cost 2,500 essence as it's shown off in the trailer, and there's a pretty nice reference to 115 in there with how many cans are sold during the advert. Either way, I'm just super excited that they're already showing off a brand new perk. Hopefully they have a few more in store for us, and I cannot wait for this game to come out. So this big old Circus Peanut had all of his abilities leaked, so let's collab around through and see exactly what Marvel Rivals is cooking up. But remember, these are leaks, so everything is subject to change when he officially releases with Season 1. So this Walking Orange Gravel's passive is going to be solid as rock. He's going to be immune to all enemy knockbacks and displacements, so you're not going to be able to toss this guy around, which makes sense for a guy that's pretty much a walking boulder. His primary ability is going to be Combination Punch, which is just quick and rapid punches, so he's just going to throw lefts and rights really quick, probably similar to Iron Fist. His secondary ability is going to be called Thunderbolt Punch, which is just going to deliver a devastating punch, which makes sense for a guy whose entire thing is throwing punches, so I'm not really surprised here. So his Crusty Orange's left shift is called Furious Charge, and it sounds like it's going to work really similar to a Reinhardt charge, but instead of grabbing people and pulling them with you, you're going to launch them directly up into the air. And on his path that he takes, he will leave behind seismic zones that prevent people from getting affected by displacement, so as long as you're standing in these zones, you cannot be hit by knockback. Or at least that's what it sounds like it'll do, because again, leaks, it could change. And Boulder Boy's E ability is called Battlefield Support, and it's going to allow him to jump towards teammates and provide extra damage resistance if he lands by them, and when you land, you will also receive extra damage resistance. And lastly, the Sad Sediment's ultimate ability is called Slam Moment, which is just an inverse version of the Reinhardt Slam, so instead of hitting the ground and everyone getting pinned, when you hit the ground, everyone launches up. Overall, this guy's kit does look pretty cool, and I cannot wait to play as the Giant Circus Peanut when he officially releases in Season 1. Because again, these are leaks, and they are subject to change.